Okay, so it's 1:39 on the 28th of February. 1:39 in the afternoon, that is, just in case anybody wonders. And I'm just launching another. If I get into 10,000 plus, then I run away to Baccarat. I'm doing another one of those. And I think Baccarat is now on like uh, Baccarat Win Pro is now on something like shoe 1,409, which is a little bit scary. Okay, so we're definitely not getting turbo again. One, two, third. What happened to the dealer 22? 3-2 drop. Three, two. Good grief. 4-2. Still in the drop zone. All right, 4-2 it is. I was just waiting for a 5 there. 2-3. I was going to say, beat that, you bastard. And then thought, no, I don't want to push my luck. All right, so that's a little bit ahead. Ooh, that's just showing off. And so is that. 1, 2, third. This is not going our way, this shoe, but I think we can beat it. 3, 2, drop. 3-2 it is. Ugh. That's not what we needed. 5-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second. Ugh. 9-10. Third. I'm going to split those. Ah. What a waste of a 21 there. Okay, so 9-10 third was a push. Well, that's got to be a double, isn't it? Oh, good God. Oh, Jesus Christ. You people out there who say I'm manipulating this sim, it's just too funny. I mean, look at that. 9-10. So now we're on 3-2 dropping, and the drop is going to have to be 500. So drop is a half. Three and a half, 2. 4-2. God, this is just no fun at all, is it? Is that by any chance a dealer 22? Did I say 4.5? Uh, 4.5, 2, I guess is what it is. That's not good. Thank goodness. 4.5, 2, so we got half one now. Turn around bet. 1.5, 2, second. All right. Okay, that was hairy. That's the game, folks. That is the game. And I do not like splitting 8s against 9 or higher, but I do it because people give me shit if I don't. Bloody hell. What's the hard way to 21? What was that? Okay, +1. Ugh! 51. Second. Repeat. 1, 2. Second. Double down. That didn't work, did it? 1, 2 second, so that's 5, 6 third. Well, that worked out. Back to the min. But you know, these online, these professionals on YouTube. I mean, they are teaching such stupid habits, not just bad habits, but destructive, suicidal, stupid, dumb, illogical, reckless. I mean, did all those other things. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, you know, Vegas Matt just did another one where he walks up to the table, one bet at a blackjack table, 5,000. He says, "Can I turn 5,000 into 10,000 in 30 seconds?" And so then he wins and calls it, I did it in 15 seconds and walks away. But I mean, that kind of stuff, it's bloody nonsense. Sorry, people. It's ridiculous. Did I double down there? I think I might have done. 51. Dealer 22. Repeat. Where are you, Turbo? Minimum. +1. Ah, 51 second. Aha. Dealer 22. That's a repeat, I think. 1, 2 second. 3, 4 third. I could have had a dealer 22 there if I just stuck. Oh dear. 7, 4. So we need a drop of 200. 7, 4. Drop of 200. So now we're on 11, 4. So now 13, 4. It's getting sticky, isn't it? So we're on back to 11, 4. 11, 4, 15, 8. All right, 15, 9. I can deal with that. Now I can't. 2.5, 2 third, I think. So 1/2 now. Turn around. All right. So we came out of that. See, if you try and play these games without money behind you and without a plan, without a sensible, proven plan, then I mean, I'm sorry, you deserve to lose, is what I'm trying to say. It's just going backwards. This thing these days, it's just awful. Deal at 22. Um, is that +1? So I think that must be a repeat then. That's a double. Deal at 22. Yeah, I know. I'm obsessed. I'm sorry. I just watched Brandon O'Brien doing a big promo for Double Down Madness. I mean, that game is it's preposterous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'll stand on my natural, I think. +1. +1. These aren't much fun either. especially after that. Okay, so we're going to call that 2-3. If you lose a double down like that, then you just go after it. Ace-5 against a 3. That's a hit, isn't it? I'm very bad on softs. Yeah, it's a hit. Oh! I now I've forgotten where I was. 2-3, so that's got to be 5-6. Dealer 22. All right. Point made, maybe. Yeah, there's Brandon doing this big. I mean, it's that more and more it becomes clear that these guys are doing as they are told. They're not betting sensibly. They're not betting to make any money at it. They are behaving exactly like your ordinary punter, and that must be part of the arrangement. I don't know what the arrangement is, so I could have it all wrong. But it's just extraordinary that all of the people with gambling channels are betting badly, sometimes suicidally. If you look at Degen Dolt, look at Bretsky, quite often Bobby Rivas behaves just stupidly. He just pushes out huge amounts just out of the blue. He's betting completely randomly. He'll go from $50 bets to a $500 or $1,000 bet, and he'll just say, because why not? Well, the answer to that, mate, is because if you lose, you do yourself a lot of harm. And what the hell was that? Double for the loss. I don't think I want to bother to go over to another shoe for this. So we won 3,362. We had to go to the mat more than somewhat. What was the highest bet? I really don't remember. Either 2,000 or 4,000, I think. So it was quite a bit. But, the most important thing is obviously you've got to have enough money behind you to be able to just basically gently, slowly, sensibly get through a bad patch. And that's really what it's about. So that's what the drop is about. It's what the sort of the follow up or win with a big bet is all about. And it's not that you have some sort of advanced knowledge of what's coming down the pike. Of course you don't. And of course every single bet faces the same negative expectation, which is why a game like Double Down Madness should be avoided at all costs, because it runs at about the house edge is about double or more. It's 2 to 3 times expectation for traditional blackjack, and they make the claim that yeah, but we're providing lots of extra excitement and entertainment, and the argument always is that gambling has to be treated like entertainment. But if you do that, then you're going to pay very heavily for your entertainment time. You know, I mean, look at Vegas Matt, for instance, 300,000 to 400,000 in the toilet last year, but he made 10 times that amount in other ways. You know, his FanDuel deal, his merchandise sales, his cozying up to the casinos and getting, you know, sort of all kinds of free gear and free play, special kind of treatment. But even with free play, he's still, you know, sort of hundreds of thousands in the hole. So how is this entertainment? I don't get it. But, you know, I'm me. All of his fans are somebody else. You know, I think it's now 1,000,006 or something, 6,000 or something like that. So it's just an incredibly large number of people who apparently like beating themselves with sticks, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'll see you later. I'm going to go over to Baccarat right now. Oh, and get my second cup of coffee. You know, a friend who was on her way to see me today from Gloucester, which is about 7 or 8 miles away, was in a car crash about halfway here. Poor thing. So she's wrecked her car, wrecked her back, and she's back home licking her wounds. Oh dear, poor old Penny. All right, so off again. I just had a somewhat bumpy session with the Wizards blackjack sim, which is getting slower and slower. I think it's sort of like about as unturbo as anything could possibly be. All right, I did set it on fast, so that's all right. I don't think there was a rollover, but if there was, I've forgotten it. +1. See, this is going slow now. It says it's on fast up here, but it's not looking very fast, is it? I think that's another +1. That's better. And then this is plus max, and this is your choice. Don't double those unless you want to. It's up to you. Okay, stick with that. Now we've got to chase it because we only had one. Now we're back to the min. Double for the loss. 1, 2, third. +1. Last one. What the hell was that? Was that 3? Getting a bit sort of mesmerised here by this the incredible player run that we've got going right now. Well, that didn't last long, did it? Okay, so we'll repeat that. Okay, so now we're on 2, 3, third. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me, so sorry. 5, 3. Hopping. 5, 3 it is. 1, 2, 3. 8, 6. Damn it. 13, 15. No, 14, 15. So it's going to have to be 8, 6. 14, 16. Yeah. All right, so that's 3, 2 hopping. Oh, this is getting nasty. 3, 2 hopping. That's 3-4 now for the tie. And we're out of trouble. What a relief. But it just happens all the time. So, there's what can I tell you? Anybody who doesn't believe that what I'm doing works can watch dozens, hundreds of demos now, which just prove the strategy over and over again. But I'm always going to get people who say, yeah, but if it can go wrong anytime, it could go wrong next time, so you shouldn't play it. It's suicide. It's a bad idea. And yet, those same smart-ass mathematicians don't have anything to say about the prats like Vegas Matt and Mr. Handpay and Dana White and all the others who just hurl vast sums of money onto the table and lose and then collect their money from Google, get their money back from Google, and maybe even, as far as I know, get their money back from the casino. I mean, it's just, ugh. Where are we? What are we? Who is it? No, that was one of those, wasn't it? So we won the 4,000, and I've done the double. Okay, I've got to stop talking. Well, I can't. What's the point in pretending? 51 second. Repeat it. 1-2 second. I think that's got to be good enough. Double for the loss. 1-2 third. 3-2 hop. It's going a bit slow here suddenly, isn't it? That was a long time showing up down the bottom there. 3-2. 5-4. Damn, this is not going right at all. 9-11. Okay, so 2 1.5 hopping. This is a shit shoe, that's for sure. B1. So 2 1.5. Half 1. 3.5 2. Ugh. 5.5 4. I think I've gone adrift here somewhere. Okay, so 9.5. So it's got to be 10-5 hopping again. This is really a bitch of a shoe, this one. I should have run away from it. That's what I should have done. Damn it. Sorry about that. We're hopping. That's the first thing we're doing. P1, P2, wouldn't you know it? P3, oh dear. P4. All right. I think it's got to be 10-5, I think. Okay, now it's got to be 5-7 for the commission. 12, 5, 7, 12, 15. That's what I say, got to have lots of money behind you. Okay. 27, 30. God, this is a nasty one. All right, now how did we come out of that? Not so terribly. So 16 wins, 22 losses, commission of nearly 2,000. That's why I bump it up like that, and you can do it as you choose, but I am phobic about commission, as anybody who's been watching these things for a while knows. So I go after it, but not in the way that Vegas Matt did in one of his little presentations just recently, where he was chasing 125 in commission, and the bet got to 12,500, and then he finally won it. Counted that as being a win because he was doubling up every time, but of course his commission on that was 600 and something or other, and he only won his original bet, so it's all a bit sort of fuzzy. But anyway, back to the minimum on the bank, and don't bother to tell me that you couldn't do that at the same table. It doesn't matter, you just go somewhere else, start over. It doesn't make any difference. I mean, this idea that shoes are somehow magical, kind of discrete entities where everything is sort of special and protected and doesn't relate to any other shoe or any other game. It's all absolute nonsense. Everything is about numbers in the end. So all you've got to concern yourself with is patterns. And I'm not having the best fun in the world right now, I must say, but at least we came out of it. So we're on 51, I think. To repeat that. 1-3 now. 1, 3, 4, 7. Bloody ties. Oh dear. So 1.5, 1 hopping, and watch a whole banker stream come now. What is going on with this thing? So we're on 1.5, 1 on player. 2.5, 2 on player. Ay. I'm going to call it 4.5, 5. Well, we came out of that alive. Back to the min. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you play. It doesn't matter what the odds are that if you're going to insist on playing on the same game every time, then fine. The odds are exactly the same. But going from baccarat to blackjack to craps, as long as you're betting sort of like even money, the even money options on craps, doesn't make any difference. A little bit worried about taking large bets over to roulette because the odds there are at least, sort of in favour of the house, or at least double what they are for the other 3 games, craps, baccarat, and blackjack. But that's your choice. Okay, 1, 2. It's very odd. It's just going slowly this time. I don't know what that's about. All right, that's just a repeat. Okay, so 3, 2 hopping. There it is. Now 1, 3. 4, 6. I think ties should be banned. What a waste of time they are. All right, back to the min on the banker. +1. Double for the tie. Look at this. I mean, what is this about? All right, so we're back to the minimum. Oh, okay. So we'll save that. That was hairy, no doubt about it. Let's have a look and see what we got. We're at 12 minutes. Yeah, definitely hairy. So the story is, yeah, everything's going like, it's a sort of a whiz disease that's spread to, you know. So we had 23 wins and 32 losses, which means that the bank kicked our asses. Our asses. Actually, it was only 32-35. But hopping was a bad thing this time. Mostly it's a good thing. This time it was crap. So 23 into 46,000 and 32 into 39,000. Obviously, we got what we needed there. So, and this is shoe 1,410, and it's played out at, well, 10:21 is Antigua time. So that's 2:21 here. Huh. Okay, that's, why would it be 21? Must have picked up on when I actually ended it. So there you have it, folks. Not so terrible. I mean, it was a bit hairy, but the main thing is money behind you, plan that you stick to, confidence, sobriety, and, you know, sort of keep a cap on the greed. You know, and if you don't feel good for whatever reason, if you feel stressed, threatened, bothered, bewildered, bewitched, any of those things, just stop playing, take your down and your out with you to another game, but make sure that you resume at the down and out levels when you start playing again, because otherwise you won't be able to recover your prior losses. And this is one of the things that the guys on YouTube keep doing, these so-called professional gamblers, where they start over each time. So they can have a sort of a negative balance from 6 or 7 prior sessions, maybe more, which is sort of deep in the red. And they start again as if, okay, so this is a whole new thing. Forget about the past. Forget about our losses. We got those back from Google, so we don't care. You know, and it's ridiculous. And then, of course, you've got the miracle workers like Mr. HP, who somehow, against all the odds and while random betting and basically behaving like a regular punter with a drink in one hand and whatever, a fistful of chips in the other, and absolutely no idea what he's doing, he still manages to come out on top. He's about 4 or 5% ahead of the house right now. After it, on March the 15th, it's going to be a year. And I have a hard time believing that. I really do. I mean, he said to me several times that he does not cherry pick. He only shows, you know, he shows every recorded session. And so that's why I call him the miracle worker, you know. What was her name? Keller, wasn't it? That was the blind girl, the miracle worker. Oh, I don't know, whatever. Helen Keller? What did it do? See you next time. I'm rambling.